Hello, Year 2. It's Thursday and we are doing our English lesson. And for your starter today, we're going to have a nice rhyming warm-up. So I've put the alphabet onto the flip chart to help you. We'll start off nice and easy with the word cat. And in a minute, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and write down as many words as you can think of to rhyme with cat. Now, normally, if we were all in school, I would be telling you all to go and get your whiteboards, and I would ask you to write down as many words as you could, and then I would ask you to tell me some of the words that you came up with. And obviously we can't do that today, so I'm going to cheat a little bit because I still have my flip chart saved from my class last year when they did this work. So you are competing against them today. Can you think of more rhyming words than they did? So first of all, pause the video and write down as many words as you can that rhyme with cat. Off you go. Okay, shall we see how many words they came up with? So they came up last year with bat, rat, pat, mat, and chat. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you beat them? Well done if you did. Let's go on to another word, slightly trickier. Street. This is a good one for our work. You might want to find some words that rhyme with street for today. Can you beat my class? Pause the video and have a try. Okay, let's see how many words last year came up with. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did you get more than 7? Let's see which words they had. They had feet, wheat, peat, meat, heat, treat, and repeat. And finally, let's have a go at a really tricky one. House. Pause the video. How many words can you think of that rhyme with house? That was a tough one, wasn't it? Well, they didn't find very many last year. Let's have a look. They only found 2, mouse and woodlouse. Did you find any more? Well done if you did. Now, remember that for today. There are some words that rhyme with lots of other words, and there are other words that just don't rhyme with very much. And if you might need to change some of the words that you use to find some that rhyme. Because today we are actually going to be writing, and our text type is a poem about the railway in Eastleigh. Our audience is children in Year 3, and our purpose is to make the reader feel interested and excited. So let's just remind ourselves of the journey that we've taken in this unit, ready to write our poem. We started off on Monday here, looking at using interesting vocabulary to describe what we could see in Eastleigh. And then we moved on Tuesday to thinking of some of those nouns and trying to find rhyming pairs. And then we developed that on Wednesday into using expanded noun phrases, and we found pairs of noun phrases to rhyme. Now, all this work is going to help you with your poem today, and you can definitely use those ideas. So if you came up with some really, really good noun phrases yesterday, make sure you use them in your poem today. Now, at the bottom, we've got these 2 challenges. I'm going to be talking about them at the end of this video. So if you want to have a go at the challenges, which I must say are very, very tricky ones. So it's okay if you don't complete the challenges this time, but if you'd like to have a go, make sure you watch the video to the end. So today we are actually writing our rhyming poem, and we're going to be using all those ideas from this week of the things in Eastleigh that we've described using those lovely rhyming noun phrases. So if you feel you need to, pause the video again here, just have a look at those pictures and a think about all the things you might like to talk about in your poem, and maybe to find your work from earlier on in the week. In particular, I want to remind you of this work from yesterday. This is going to be really, really important to help you with your writing today. Hopefully yesterday you wrote some lovely noun phrases. Look at my rhyming ones. Green leafy trees, noisy buzzing bees. You can put those into your poem today. You might have done the challenge where you added some verbs and adverbs, and that was a bit tricky because then it no longer was your nouns that needed to rhyme, it was the adverbs on the end. Towering building standing proudly, noisy car horns buzzing loudly. So use that for today. So I've started my poem. It needs a little bit of work. I need you to help me. Here it is. I've given it a title. I've based it on that poem that we did a few weeks ago in guided reading called From a Railway Carriage. So I've called my poem From a Railway Carriage in Eastleigh. And I've started a new line for each noun phrase in my poem. And you will notice that poems are quite short lines. We don't have capital letters. We do have capital letters, at the beginning of each line, but you don't have to have full stops at the end. You might have no punctuation. Normally you'd have a full stop right at the end. You might choose to have commas at the end of each line. You can kind of choose in a poem. So this is my poem so far. From a Railway Carriage in Eastleigh. Green leafy trees, noisy buzzing bees, towering buildings standing proudly, noisy car horns buzzing loudly. It's a nice middle, but I feel like my poem needs a bit of a beginning and an end. And funny enough, it's the end that I'm thinking of first. So I'm thinking of something about... Now, this doesn't have to be noun phrases for the end of my poem. All these things that I can see show what Eastleigh means to me. I like that. All these things that I can see show what Eastleigh means to me. I almost want to say show how special. Yeah, what about show how special Eastleigh is to me? I feel like I need a beginning. Thinking travelling something through Eastleigh. These are the things that I can see. Do you see how important it is for this work to do think it, say it, write it, read it? And you might have to cross things out and add things in. So write a line, miss a line is a really good idea. You might choose to do it on a computer like I have so that you can change things around, especially if you've been practicing those skills in computing. Travelling, I think I'm going to put in there by train, and then I'm going to read it through. Travelling by train through Eastleigh, these are the things that I can see. Green leafy trees, noisy buzzing bees, towering buildings standing proudly, noisy car horns buzzing loudly. All these things that I can see show how special Eastleigh is to me. I like that. I think I need a few more things that I can see in the middle. I definitely like that as the start of my poem. Now, with this poem, I've put a little bit of an introduction of what I'm doing and a little bit of an ending, a conclusion, why it's important to me. And then in the middle, I've listed all my noun phrases of things I can see. That's one option. And you can again pause the video, come back to this. But I'm going to show you another idea I had. I'm going to copy that because I might steal that introduction and conclusion. This poem I set out a little bit differently, and I used that worksheet that you did a few days ago where we had the different starters. Through the window I can see, I just pointed at my laptop screen. You can't see me pointing. Let me use the actual cursor. Through the window I can see, by the river I can see, across the road I can see. But I didn't quite get it finished in the middle. So I could still put my introduction and conclusion on here. I could still have that bit on the beginning, just editing as we go here, just like we would do in school. I'm going to have to make my writing smaller, my poem's getting longer and longer. And then I'm going to put that conclusion on the end as well, because I like that. You don't have to have an introduction and a conclusion. This is your poem. Your poem's going to look very different to your friends. So you get to choose what your poem looks like. Might look very different to mine. So what do you think of this so far? Travelling by train through Eastleigh, these are the things that I can see. Through the window I can see green leafy trees, noisy buzzing bees. By the river I can see cows standing in the mud, something, 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 something. Across the road I can see towering buildings standing proudly, noisy car horns buzzing loudly. All these things that I can see show how special Eastleigh is to me. So this time, as well as the two noun phrases that rhyme, I've put that extra bit in. Through the window I can see, by the river I can see. But I got a bit stuck. What could I rhyme with cows standing in the mud? So I need to think of something that rhymes with mud. I can't think of very much. Bud, cud, fud, gud, hud, jud, cud, lud, mud, nud, pud, quad, rud, sud, tud, fud. I can't think of anything to rhyme with mud. So I think I might need to change that word to water. Cows standing in the water, because they were in the river in that picture. But I can't think of anything to rhyme with water. Maybe I could have cows standing in the field, or cows standing on the grass. Pause the video, have a think. Can you think of a word that I could rhyme with something else? I'm just thinking what else was in that picture. There were trees. I could have cows standing by the trees. Does trees rhyme with anything? Oh yes, trees rhymes with breeze. Let's have that. Cows standing by the trees. Something, something, something breeze. Branches moving in the breeze. Now, in this bit, I haven't got noun phrases. Cows standing by the leafy trees. Branches moving in the gentle breeze. So, travelling by train through Eastleigh, these are the things that I can see. Through the window I can see green leafy trees, noisy buzzing bees. By the river I can see cows standing by the leafy trees, branches moving in the gentle breeze. That part of my poem is a bit similar to that part. I've got green leafy trees, cows standing by the leafy trees, and noisy buzzing bees isn't in there, but I've got branches moving in the gentle breeze. So I think I'm going to get rid of that part. Don't think I need to have both of those. Maybe I need to think about having an extra verse. Okay, so this is the sheet for 2-star and 3-star for the main and challenge. You just need to get on and write your poem now. You can do that on a plain piece of paper. You could do that on a laptop. Now, just to show you the challenge quickly, similes are when you say something is like something else. So here's an example one. Lots of cars flashing past like shooting stars. At the moment, I haven't got the rhythm of a train, but what about if I put in lots of colourful speeding cars? Now I've got that rhythm where the lines are the same length. Lots of colourful speeding cars flashing past like shooting stars. So if you want to have a go at the challenge, it's adding in similes, saying that the things you can see are like something else. That's quite tricky when you've got to make them rhyme. But if you want to have a go, do your best. Good luck, everybody. I can't wait to see your finished poems.